let's for now take this as given, that we need to unlock this potential and finance is an issue. Okay? So why is this so hard? It seems like financing is in the world that I come from, for me, financing is a very simple thing. I think of there's a distribution of people with ideas, and there's a distribution of people with money, and you just have to match the two. It's the oldest profession we've had when we first started having a boy and a girl and so on and so forth. It's the oldest matchmaking profession that we've ever had. So in that sense, it's very easy to do. That's all you sort of have to do. No matter how fancy your instrument, in fact, I would argue that the efficiency of a financial system should be measured by that metric. It's a simple enough metric. Right? Sadly, in most emerging economies, that matching happens by birth. You happen to be born in a family with rich people and good ideas. Now, if that intersection of those two sets is very large, that's fine. But mostly, I think actually the intersection is quite small. In fact, I would argue it's sometimes negatively correlated. But let's think of two broad ways. You can either evaluate the business, or you can evaluate the person. Okay? Both seem to be potential strategies. And I think they're quite different. Now, in this space, evaluating the business is the following. You're going to get some financial statement if you're lucky. It's never going to be audited. Forget that, right? Very unlikely. So some sort of, if you get a balance sheet, you're lucky. Mostly not that. Usually no business plans. Okay? And in fact, most financial institutions will ask you to do self-reported assets. They'll ask you kind of what you have. The cost for you to go and verify someone's assets is incredibly high. It's not going to be worth to make that investment then. Okay? If you're lucky, there's some credit bureau, you might get some information about that, but unlikely as well. Now, note one other thing. You are going to get this information. There's something interesting about this information. This is mostly, even though we might want to believe it's not, it's mostly about your current worth. Most of this information is assessing your current net worth, not your future net worth. Our hope is that someone who has good current net worth maybe will also generate future net worth, or if they don't, at least will be secured. Now, the second approach is you say, what if I evaluate the person? For a second, let's, as wacky as that might sound, let's evaluate the person. How would you do in the same amount of time, similar thing?